When it comes to Mexican food, many people lack self-control, me included. According to South Florida Reporter, NationalTacoDay.com says that Americans eat about 4.5 billion tacos each year. But how did this famous Mexican food, or more specifically Tex-Mex, get to the U.S.? And how do you make a delicious, easy Tex-Mex meal for your family? I'm Mackenzie Latham, and in this speech I will be telling you about the history of Tex-Mex food, how to make one of my favorite Tex-Mex meals, cheesy Mexican chicken, what makes a traditional Mexican dish, and talk about a similar authentic Mexican meal. According to History.com, the term Tex-Mex was originally applied to the Texas Mexican Railroad, but later, towards the 1920s, it was used to describe Tejanos, or people who lived in Texas but were of Mexican descent. In 1972, cookbook author Diana Kennedy wrote the book Cuisines of Mexico, in which she showed the distinction between authentic Mexican food and food created and served in the U.S., like chili and nachos. As a result, the term Tex-Mex was used to categorize the food that was technically American cuisine but had its own Mexican flavors added. Now that you know a little bit about Tex-Mex food, I'm going to tell you how to make one of my favorite meals, cheesy Mexican chicken. First, you'll need to gather your supplies and ingredients. You will need 6 boneless chicken breasts in this 9x13 pan, 1 can cream of chicken or Fiesta Nacho soup, either one works, 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, or I have Fiesta blend, 1/2 cup of milk, 1 package of taco seasoning, tortilla chips, rice, which is optional but I would recommend, a medium saucepan if you're cooking the rice, a medium-sized bowl, and a spatula or spoon. So to start off, preheat the oven to 375 degrees and put the chicken in this 9x13 pan, which I've already done both. Next, combine the soup, one and 1/2 cup of cheese, you'll use the rest later, 1/2 cup of milk, and the taco seasoning. And then you mix it until it's combined. Once you're done mixing, it should look like this. After that, pour it over the chicken. Make sure to scrape the sides so you get all of the cheesy goodness onto the chicken. Then spread it around. Once you're done spreading, take tortilla chips and spread them over the top. Once you've covered it in tortilla chips, take aluminum foil and put it over the top of the pan. Then bake it for 30 minutes. While that's cooking, I'll tell you about what could be added to this dish to make it more of a traditional Mexican meal. According to the article Mexico by Susan Gall and Kathleen Edgar, corn is a staple in all Mexican food, especially in the form of tortillas. Additionally, chilies such as jalapeno, chipotle, and poblano. Chilies and herbs including cilantro, thyme, and cumin are also used to enhance the spiciness of a dish. Beans and peppers are also used a lot. So if this were a traditional Mexican meal, it would probably be a lot spicier and be served with corn and beans. It may also be served in a tortilla and eaten like a taco, which you can do with this dish if you prefer. Once the 30 minutes are done and you've taken it out of the oven, remove the foil and then sprinkle the 1/2 cup of cheese on top. Then put it back in the oven. 10 more minutes. While that's cooking the rest of the way, now would be a good time to start the rice if you decide to, which I would recommend. You take a medium-sized saucepan, and you can use any rice, but I have white rice, and then you just follow the instructions on the box. Once the 10 minutes are up and you've taken it out of the oven, take 2 scoops of rice and put it on a plate. Then take a piece of chicken and put it on the top. Then take more tortilla chips and sprinkle them on top for a nice crunch. And that's it. After trying this, cheesy Mexican chicken will probably become one of your favorite Mexican dishes. However, it is unfortunately not served in Mexican restaurants like Blue Margaritas or Lorena's, but there is a similar dish, arroz con pollo or rice with chicken. Isabel Zeter, who wrote Arroz con Pollo, says that arroz con pollo is pretty much just chicken, rice, and vegetables. Aside from the vegetables, this is pretty much exactly the same thing as cheesy Mexican chicken. So the next time you find yourself at a Mexican restaurant, I would recommend getting arroz con pollo. It probably won't be as good as the cheesy Mexican chicken you make at home, but it should be enough to satisfy your taste buds. In conclusion, you have just learned about the history of Tex-Mex food, how to make cheesy Mexican chicken, what makes an authentic Mexican dish, and a similar traditional Mexican meal. This recipe is easy, family-friendly, and can be made with lots of different substitutions, so you can make it with what's in your cabinets. It is one of my favorite family meals, and I hope you make it and enjoy it too. Hasta luego!